How's it going, everybody? The second half of the PlayStation Summer Sale is running from now until August 12th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. If any physical editions exist, you can find them down in the description, but with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $29, 58% off, Spider-Man 2 is an open-world action-adventure where Peter Parker and Miles Morales face their toughest challenge yet while protecting New York from Venom and a rising symbiote threat. With faster web swinging using web wings, seamless switching between Peter and Miles with distinct abilities, and intense battles with iconic villains like Kraven and the Lizard, it delivers a larger, darker, and more cinematic sequel. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $35, 50% off, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is an open-world RPG where you play as V, a cyber-enhanced mercenary rising through Night City while uncovering the power of a mysterious implant alongside Johnny Silverhand. Explore a sprawling, futuristic city, engage in deep combat and customization, and experience both the base game and Phantom Liberty expansion while navigating political intrigue, high-stakes missions, and dangerous alliances. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is a remake of the 2004 classic, bringing the same story with new graphics and 3D audio that enhance the jungle atmosphere. Snake's battle damage now reflects in real time, with permanent wounds and worn clothing telling the story of each unique playthrough, and you can choose a modern or classic control style, plus extra modes like Snake vs. Monkey, online fox hunt, and unlockable secret theater footage. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $23, 67% off, Doom the Dark Ages is a dark fantasy sci-fi prequel to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal that casts you as the Slayer in a brutal medieval war against the forces of hell. Wield devastating weapons like the Super Shotgun and the new Shield Saw, pilot a towering Atlan mech and a fire-breathing mecha dragon, and tear through demon-infested castles and hellscapes in id Software's largest, most expansive levels yet. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Persona 5 Royal is the definitive edition of Atlus's acclaimed JRPG, blending stylish turn-based combat, social sim progression, and story-driven exploration into a massive adventure about rebellion and personal growth. Follow the protagonist as he transfers to a Tokyo high school, awakens to eerie visions of ruin, and leads the Phantom Thieves to expose corruption by infiltrating surreal palaces shaped by twisted desires. It's a 94 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $40, 34% off, Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition is a massive open-world action RPG that follows Aloy into the deadly Forbidden West as she confronts mysterious new threats endangering the future of Earth. With a vast frontier of diverse biomes, combat against colossal machines, and the included Burning Shores expansion continuing the story beyond the main campaign, it delivers the full, definitive experience of Aloy's journey. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Forza Horizon 5 is an open-world racing game set across the vibrant landscapes of Mexico, offering hundreds of the world's greatest cars and limitless driving adventures across deserts, jungles, cities, and coastlines. Explore dynamic environments, participate in seasonal events, and take on challenges from high-speed races to off-road escapades, all while customizing and upgrading your vehicles with deep tuning options. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is a critically acclaimed action-adventure where you play Ellie and Abby, navigating a post-apocalyptic world filled with danger, revenge, and emotional storytelling. Explore beautifully reimagined 4K environments, master tense combat encounters with a host of enemies, and experience new gameplay modes including roguelike survival runs, lost levels, and enhanced accessibility features. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, The Last of Us Part 1 is a story-driven action-adventure rebuilt from the ground up for PS5, retelling the award-winning journey through a shattered post-pandemic America. With completely rebuilt visuals and animations, refined combat and stealth encounters, and an emotionally charged cross-country journey following Joel and Ellie, it delivers a definitive version of one of gaming's most celebrated narratives. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For For $20, 60% off. Days Gone Remastered is a gripping open-world action-adventure that plunges you into a post-apocalyptic Oregon overrun by feral freakers and ruthless human gangs, putting survival, strategy, and endurance to the test. Ride as former outlaw biker Deacon St. John on your drifter, navigating a harsh world where unpredictable weather, day-night cycles, and ever-present threats create tense, pulse-pounding encounters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off. The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered is a classic open-world RPG with modern visuals and refined gameplay, where you explore Cyrodiil and stop the forces of Oblivion from overtaking the land in one unforgettable journey. Travel through recreated landscapes, battle across the plains of Oblivion, forge your path as a warrior, assassin, or sorcerer, and master swordcraft and magic while interacting with a memorable cast. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a spy action thriller where you go rogue, evade deadly enemies, and navigate the shadows of early 90s global upheaval. It features a gripping single-player campaign filled with blockbuster set pieces, high-stakes heists, and cloak and dagger missions, alongside a multiplayer mode with 16 dynamic maps and the epic return of round-based zombies on 2 new maps. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, and there's unfortunately a broken trophy making the platinum currently unobtainable. For $22, 25% off. Cairn is a survival climber from the creators of Fury and Haven, where pro climber Ava attempts the first ever ascent of Mount Kami, freely climbing anywhere while managing resources like pitons, food, and medicine in a realistic simulation where every wall feels like a boss fight. Uncover the mountain's history, meet unexpected companions, and decide what Ava is willing to sacrifice, backed by music from the team behind Limbo and Control. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off. Nier Automata, Game of the Yorha Edition, is a post-apocalyptic action RPG following the Yorha android squad as they battle invading machine lifeforms in a beautifully desolate world. You'll engage in high-speed combat that blends hack-and-slash action with shooter mechanics, explore hauntingly gorgeous environments, and uncover a deeply emotional story full of existential themes, philosophical questions, and multiple endings. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. Nier Replicant is an action RPG where you play a young man traveling a ruined world with the magical tome Grimoire Vice, seeking the sealed verses to cure his sister Yona's terminal illness before it's too late. You'll battle twisted shades using fluid real-time combat, explore melancholy landscapes, and unravel a layered narrative filled with cryptic lore, shifting perspectives, and powerful emotional revelations. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a standalone action RPG where Cloud and his friends journey across a vibrant world after escaping the dystopian city of Midgar, seeking Sephiroth and uncovering new mysteries. Explore expansive regions filled with side quests and minigames, traverse the planet on chocobos and other unique transportation, and engage in strategic, team-based combat that deepens relationships and unlocks powerful combos. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off. The Walking Dead: The Telltale Definitive Series is the ultimate collection of Clementine's emotional journey, including all 4 seasons, 400 days, and The Walking Dead Michonne, offering choice-driven gameplay across 23 episodes. Experience enhanced visuals with a graphic black art style applied to all seasons, and explore behind-the-scenes bonuses featuring developer and voice actor insights. It's a 91 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off. Spider-Man Remastered is the complete superhero adventure, including all 3 DLC chapters in The City That Never Sleeps, with improved textures, lighting, and faster load times. Swing through a beautifully recreated New York City, battle iconic villains, and experience fast-paced combat and web-slinging across towering skyscrapers, all while following Peter Parker's compelling story of heroism and personal growth. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Grand Theft Auto V is an action-packed open-world adventure where 3 criminals, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, navigate the ruthless underworld of Los Santos, planning high-stakes heists in a city teeming with opportunity. You'll explore a vast, detailed city filled with dynamic events, side activities, and hidden secrets, seamlessly switching between characters to tackle missions with strategy, skill, and chaotic creativity. It's a 96 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $21, 58% off, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is an action RPG set in a far future Earth overrun by colossal machines, where you play as Aloy, a young outcast, uncovering her origins and the secrets of a mysterious world. Explore lush, overgrown ruins, encounter unique tribes, settlements, and compelling companions, while facing awe-inspiring, deadly machines and rival factions in fast-paced combat using a wide array of tools and weapons. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare delivers 3 modes, Campaign, Multiplayer, and Zombies, with Campaign following Captain Reyes as he leads coalition forces against a fanatical enemy across deadly environments in space. Multiplayer adds fluid momentum-based movement, deep customization, and the new combat rig system, while Zombies sends you to a 1980s amusement park filled with roller coasters, Easter eggs, and the all-new Afterlife arcade. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off, Avowed is a first-person fantasy action RPG set in the living lands of Eora, where you play an envoy of Aether investigating a mysterious plague that soon becomes deeply personal. Explore a vibrant frontier filled with diverse environments, creatures, and factions, fight with fluid combat combining swords, spells, and guns, and shape your journey through choices that affect companions, the world, and your own character's fate. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $20, 77% off, Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition is an open-world western where you play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw navigating loyalty and survival as the Vanderlyn gang fights to endure in a changing America. Explore a vast frontier, engage in dynamic combat and missions, and experience both Story Mode and Red Dead Online as you hunt, rob, and build your life across a detailed world shaped by your choices. It's a 95 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, Starfield is Bethesda's first new universe in over 25 years, set in 2330 where you join Constellation, the last group of space explorers, on an epic journey across over 1,000 planets to uncover humanity's greatest mystery, with deep character customization, faction quests, and freedom to explore. Build and pilot your dream ship, engage in zero-G combat, recruit companions, craft equipment, and establish outposts across the settled systems. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $36, 58% off, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Royal Edition is a richly immersive medieval RPG following Henry on an epic quest through a historically grounded 15th century Bohemia, blending deep role-playing with realistic combat, exploration, and consequence-driven choices. This Royal Edition includes the full base game, all story DLC, and additional expansions including Brushes with Death, Legacy of the Forge, and Mysteria Ecclesia. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. For $14, 84% off, Soul Calibur 6 Deluxe Edition includes the base game and season pass, delivering weapons-based fighting with deep customization options. Master new systems like Reversal Edge for counterattacks and Soul Charge for power-ups while unleashing devastating lethal hits in story, online, and creation modes against guest fighter Geralt from The Witcher, all set within the 16th century Soul Chronicles storyline's rich lore. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon Everybody is a charming roguelike dungeon crawler where Chocobo explores ever-changing labyrinths in search of lost memories. Venture into shifting dungeons governed by the insatiable hunger rule, recruit monsters through the buddy system to fight alongside you, and swap between 14 distinct jobs to unlock new abilities and outfits while tackling challenges solo or in local co-op. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Atelier Lilua, the Scion of Arland is a JRPG that returns to the beloved Arland series, following the daughter of a legendary alchemist on a quest to master alchemy and uncover the secrets of an ancient manuscript. Explore the nostalgic world of Arland, synthesize powerful items through deep alchemy systems, and battle colorful foes alongside a lively party of companions as she strives to surpass her mother's legacy. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $14, 75% off. Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning Fate Edition is a remastered action RPG from author R.A. Salvatore, Spawn creator Todd McFarlane, and Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston, delivering deeply customizable combat across a sprawling fantasy world. This edition includes the Fatesworn expansion, adding over 5 hours of new content as you become the epicenter of a catastrophic disruption threatening to unravel the very fabric of the Weave. It's an 81 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $14, 60% off. Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden blends turn-based tactical combat with real-time exploration and stealth across a post-human Earth ravaged by climate change, nuclear war, and pandemics. Journey through abandoned cities and overgrown countryside with a team of talking animals and mutants, sneaking into camps to set up ambushes, unlocking mutations like stone skin and moth wings, and blasting down walls to create havoc when subtlety fails. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off. Udawara Ramono, Prelude to the Fallen, follows Hakuolo, a man with no memories taken in by a village after being gravely injured, as he helps it prosper only to draw the attention of a feudal lord and spark a nation-spanning conflict. Blending visual novel storytelling with SRPG battles, you'll command a growing cast of characters using tactics, elemental advantages, and zeal-fueled combo attacks like co-op chains to turn the tide of war. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition is the definitive hack-and-slash epic, letting you vanquish swarms of enemies across the vivid tales of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Play as the mighty Lu Bu in story mode, tackle new hypothetical scenarios, new characters, weapon types, a revamped ambition mode, and a brand new challenge mode for the most complete Dynasty Warriors 8 experience available. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 180 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off. Lost Sphere follows Kanata, a young man who wakes in the remote town of Elgarth from a devastating dream to find his village disappearing before his eyes. Set out with your friends to use the power of memory to restore what's been lost, exploring an emotionally evocative world with an enhanced ATB battle system, seamless transitions between exploration and combat, and mechanized Volca-suit armor you can capture to equip for tougher fights. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off. Fairy Tail lets you play as one of 16 mages from Fairy Tail and rival guilds, battling with familiar moves like Unison Raid and Extreme Magic alongside brand new original Unison Raids and an exclusive story episode not found in the source material. Explore fully depicted Magnolia and Guildhall, complete requests from the board, and raise your guild's rank with your comrades as you aim to become the #1 guild in the land. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off. The Expanse, a Telltale series deluxe edition, delivers a story-driven sci-fi adventure set in the gritty political universe of The Expanse, bringing together all 5 episodes plus the bonus chapter, Archangel. You'll step into a branching narrative filled with tough choices and character-driven drama, including a bonus episode starring Christian Avasarala as she navigates ruthless politics and looming planetary threats early in her career. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind is a retro 2D brawler where the Rangers face Robo-Rita, a mechanical version of their nemesis who's teamed up with her younger self to rewrite history and stop the team from ever forming. Players battle through reimagined episodes from the original show, fighting iconic monsters and henchmen across vibrant, hand-drawn pixel art stages filled with callbacks to classic moments and 90s energy. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a hybrid life sim and adventure game where you explore a magical world of Disney and Pixar characters, uncovering quests to restore the valley after the forgetting severs memories and locks inhabitants away. Travel through unique realms and befriend favorites like Anna and Simba while gardening, cooking, and crafting your way toward customizable homes and the touch of magic design tool. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off. The Alliance Alive HD Remastered follows an unlikely fellowship of heroes sparking a fiery revolution to reclaim humanity's shattered home from invading demons. Explore demon-controlled realms with dynamic vehicle-centric travel, grow your skills through combat-based progression, and form alliances with 5 distinct guilds offering buffs and crafting services as you build guild towers to reconnect the divided world. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Samurai Warriors 4 features an overhauled story mode with 2 ways to play. Regional, focusing on individual warriors, and a Land United, covering the final years of the Warring States period across a roster of 50 playable characters. New lightning moves, free character switching, and an all-new Ronin mode letting you create your own customizable warrior through Japan make this the most feature-rich entry yet. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off. Fate Extella Link brings servants from across the Fate series together to battle a new sinister threat to Seraph, adding 10 brand new servants to the original roster of 16 alongside never-before-seen scenarios and polished graphics. Assume the role of your favorite servant and unleash their noble phantasm as you test your skills in massive 4-on-4 online battles against up to 7 other players on the lunar battlefield. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Sandland is an action RPG where you play as Fiend Prince Beelzebub, leading thief and Sheriff Rao on a quest to find the legendary spring in a desert world plagued by water security. Explore Sandland and the mysterious Forest Land, facing bandits, wildlife, and army generals while mastering Beelzebub's powers, building vehicles like battle tanks and motorbikes, and developing the city of Spino with help from locals you meet. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14, 77% off. Nelke and the Legendary Alchemists, Ateliers of the New World, has Nelke von Lestem searching for a magical tree while building up Westwall with over 100 characters pulled from across the Atelier series. Split your time between a work week assigning residents to shops, requesting production and constructing new buildings, and weekend investigations gathering materials and fighting monsters alongside your growing roster of alchemists. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $14, 65% off, No More Heroes 3 follows Otaku assassin Travis Touchdown as he takes up his beam katana once more, climbing the galactic superhero rankings to stop Prince FU and his 10 alien underlings from taking over Earth. Rack up combos and hack-and-slash combat against out-of-this-world alien boss fights, then hop on the Demzam Tiger to explore 4 new locations packed with battle and volunteer missions to fund your climb through the rankings. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Rage 2 Deluxe Edition drops you into a wasteland where an asteroid wiped out 80% of humanity, casting you as Walker, the last ranger left to crush the tyrannical authority after they leave you for dead. Tear across an unforgiving open world with ludicrous vehicle combat and super-powered first-person mayhem, and this edition throws in the Rise of the Ghosts expansion plus the Doom BFG, Wasteland Wizard cheat codes, and a battle standard. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $14, 65% off, SNK 40th Anniversary Collection brings together a packed anthology of classic arcade games from SNK's Golden Age, celebrating 4 decades of legendary game design with a treasure trove of retro titles and features on PS4. From shoot-em-ups to beat-em-ups, the collection spans SNK's most iconic genres and is loaded with museum content, making it a must for fans of arcade history. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $20, 33% off. 2 Point Hospital Jumbo Edition is a quirky hospital management sim where you build and run a sprawling healthcare empire across 2 Point County. Design and optimize 27 unique hospitals across locations like Bigfoot and Peverly Island, diagnose and treat 189 bizarre illnesses with outlandish cure machines, and manage staff, research upgrades, and hospital prestige through 4 major expansions and bonus item packs. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate is the definitive crossover tactical action game set in a parallel universe created by the Serpent King Orochi, bringing together heroes from both Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors in 3-man team battles. New characters, additional scenarios, new actions, and the all-new Gauntlet mode Party Battle make this the most content-packed Warriors Orochi experience available. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $15, 40% off. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist has you growing up in humanity's first extrasolar colony, exploring the wilderness and dealing with the consequences of every choice on the beautiful alien world of Vertumna. Your memories and friendships become collectible battle cards carried into over 800 story events with 29 wildly different endings, letting you juggle relationships, jobs, and survival across every life you remember living. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Earth Defense Force Iron Rain is a chaotic third-person shooter where you battle gigantic alien invaders and massive weapons across Earth in intense, action-packed missions full of explosive destruction. Command different PA gears, wield hundreds of weapons, and customize your soldiers' appearance and personality while teaming up with friends locally or online for maximum destruction and strategic co-op gameplay. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Shinobi Art of Vengeance Deluxe Edition is a hand-drawn 2D action platformer from the team behind Streets of Rage 4, combining fast-paced ninja combat, precision platforming, and an epic quest for vengeance. Play as the legendary shinobi Joe Musashi, mastering katana borozuki, kunai, ninjutsu, and ninpo to defeat enemies, uncover hidden paths, and explore over a dozen visually striking and challenging stages. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14, 20% off. Momodora Moonlit Farewell follows Momo, High Priestess of Koho, on a divine mission to save her village from demon hordes summoned by a malevolent bell ringer 5 years after the events of Momodora 3. Explore a world rich in lore through gorgeous pixel art, mastering melee combos and arrow attacks with a customizable sigil system, then test yourself against core-shaking boss battles with freely adjustable difficulty. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off. The Hazelight bundle includes both It Takes Two and A Way Out, offering two of Hazelight Studios' most inventive cooperative adventures. In It Takes Two, work together using unique character abilities to overcome unexpected obstacles, chaotic gameplay, and heartfelt story moments, while A Way Out lets two players control Leo and Vincent in a tense, cinematic prison escape and emotional post-escape adventure. It's an 84 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to get both platinums. For $15, 75% off. Call of Duty Vanguard is a World War II shooter where you dogfight over the Pacific, airdrop into France, defend Stalingrad, and blast through North Africa with cinematic intensity. Developed by Sledgehammer Games, it features a gripping single-player campaign, a multiplayer suite with over 20 maps, and a zombies mode from Treyarch, delivering high-stakes combat and immersive historical detail across multiple modes. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off. Metal Hellsinger casts you as the unknown, part human and part demon, fighting through the fiercest domains of hell to settle the score with the Red Judge herself. This rhythm FPS rewards shooting on the beat with more intense music and destruction, letting you wield a skull-clad blade and murderous weaponry against demon hordes, dive into the brutal Leviathan Horde mode, and battle through an award-winning original soundtrack and epic story. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off. Atelier Riza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key DX follows Riza and her friends through their final summer adventure a year after Atelier Riza 2, uncovering the origins of alchemy and the mysteries of their world. This DX edition adds 3 playable characters in Clifford, Seri, and Kilo, a new story reuniting Clifford and Seri on a deserted island, and a custom combat mode with a wind beast that auto-gathers ingredients. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $19, 25% off. Nausea is a sci-fi social deduction RPG where a drifting spaceship's crew must debate and vote to send the most suspicious among them into cold sleep before the deadly nausea wipes them all out. Loop through repeated playthroughs to unlock new discussion commands, step into different roles that shape how well you can sway opinions or lie, and piece together clues from randomly triggered character events as the crew's numbers dwindle. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. The Thief VR Legacy of Shadow and Metro Awakening bundle blends stealth, survival, and full immersion across 2 gripping full-length VR adventures packed into one bundle for horror and stealth fans. Slip through the shadows as a master thief in a gothic city of secrets, then descend into the haunting tunnels of post-apocalyptic Moscow, exploring 2 distinct worlds that add up to one unforgettable VR experience. It's a 77 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to finish both games. For $15, 75% off, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is a sprawling, critically acclaimed RPG where you awaken powerful source abilities in a world gripped by fear of magic after the Divine's death. Create a custom hero or choose from unique origin characters, engage in deep turn-based combat with environmental interactions, and shape a reactive story solo or in 4-player co-op as you challenge the oppressive Divine Order. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $20, 58% off, Planet Coaster 2 lets you build the theme park of your dreams, combining epic water rides and coasters across 9 distinct themes and thousands of customizable pieces to delight your thrill-seeking park guests. Manage your budget and guest happiness with new heat maps, then create together in sandbox mode, compete in franchise mode, or visit friends' parks in first person and share creations through the cross-platform workshop. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, the SteamWorld Essentials Collection is a complete 5-game bundle that dives into the rich, genre-hopping universe of SteamWorld, offering platforming, tactical combat, and city-building adventures. This collection includes SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld Heist 2, and SteamWorld Build, letting you mine, battle, strategize, and construct across diverse worlds. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 115 hours to finish all 5 games. For $26, 35% off, Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition is an acclaimed real-time strategy game rebuilt for console with full controller support, spanning 4 richly crafted campaigns and 35 missions from the Dark Ages to the Renaissance. Command one of 10 unique civilizations, leading legendary figures like Joan of Arc and Genghis Khan across land and sea battles, with tutorials for newcomers and competitive ranked multiplayer for veterans. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 180 hours to platinum. For $23, 35% off, the Planet of Lana collection bundles 2 cinematic puzzle adventures following Lana and her companion Mui as they rely on their bond to survive a world torn between nature's grace and cold machine invasion. In Planet of Lana 2, greed and power divide the tribes of their home planet, forcing Lana and Mui to stand together against the forces reshaping their world, fighting for its very soul. It's an 82 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to finish both games. For $14, 65% off, Cat Quest The Furtastic Trilogy bundles 3 adventures, Cat Quest 1, 2, and 3, into one awesome action RPG collection full of monster battles, dungeon exploration, and quirky side quests. Leap across Felongard to rescue your kidnapped sister, team up as a cat and dog to reclaim thrones in a war-torn kingdom, or sail the 2.5D Caribbean seas as a swashbuckling privateer hunting mythical treasure. It's a 78 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $18, 60% off, RoboCop Rogue City Alex Murphy Edition is an action RPG putting you in the boots of old Detroit's iconic cyborg cop, blending first-person combat with RPG-style upgrades and meaningful choices as you patrol a crime-ridden, corruption-plagued city. This edition adds the OCP shotgun sidearm, the damaged armor from the original film, the prototype Auto9 skin, and a 100-page digital art book with developer commentary. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $22, 50% off, Sam & Max The Complete Trilogy lets you join Sam & Max, the freelance police, in a remastered collection of their first 3 adventures. Solve absurd point-and-click puzzles across chaotic streets and bizarre worlds full of hypnotized former child stars and marauding robots, all enhanced with HD graphics and new live jazz tracks as you outwit villains and uncover the quirkiest mysteries in every episode. It's an 82 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $16, 60% off, Atelier Shally, Alchemists of the Dusk Sea DX closes out the Dusk trilogy with 2 girls fulfilling their wishes as water sources dry up completely and the once blue oceans turn to endless sand in a slowly dying world. This DX version rolls in the elements added in the Plus version alongside numerous past DLC, letting you explore alchemy and adventure as everything slowly fades away into nothing in the merciless Dusk world. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $28, 65% off, the Doom Anthology is a complete first-person shooter collection spanning 3 decades, from classic Doom and Doom 2 to modern reboots Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal Deluxe Edition. Wield powerful weapons across 6 titles, including Doom 64 and Doom 3, battling demon hordes through Mars, Earth, and Hell across unique campaigns with fast-paced combat and iconic level design. It's an 85 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty you're on 4 out of 10, and about 80 hours to finish all the games in the collection. For $15, 25% off, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 takes you on a colorful, breathtaking ride through the most epic ninja fights the series has ever seen, powered by a totally revamped battle system. Unleash a broad set of ninja skills against the fiercest foes you'll ever encounter, from massive secret technique attacks to energetic awakening evolutions and signature shurikens and kunais, with a unique playstyle for every ninja. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Earth Defense Force World Brothers sends the EDF to a parallel world where Earth is made of digital blocks, shattered into pieces by an evil dark tyrant and his motherships. Rescue stranded soldiers scattered across the pieces to assemble your own team of up to 4, switching between block versions of characters and weapons pulled from every past EDF release as you battle familiar invaders, ravagers, and aggressors in 4-player online co-op. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $11, 15% off, Hell is Other Demons is an acclaimed fast-paced action platform shooter with roguelite elements, exploring a handcrafted world full of demons, wonderfully over-the-top boss fights, and a heavy synthwave soundtrack. Rewarding fast decisions and creativity like the arcade bullet hell shooters of old, take on a campaign through Hell or dive into arcade mode for unlimited procedurally generated action and infinite replayability. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $30, 70% off, Riders Republic Premium Edition pits you against over 50 players in massive multiplayer races across a seamless open world of urban streets and iconic national parks like Yosemite and Zion. Switch between bikes, skis, and wingsuits while customizing your character with cosmetics from iconic brands, and this edition throws in the outfit, careers, and frenzy packs for extra gear, vehicles, and events to explore and ride. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, Saga Emerald Beyond is a sprawling strategic RPG that blends the best elements of the Saga series to deliver a deeply personalized, fully immersive, epic adventure where every choice shapes your unique story. Travel across 17 unique worlds, meet a diverse cast of characters including humans, witches, vampires, and mechs, and uncover branching plots and multiple endings that evolve depending on your decisions and action. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14, 20% off, Elementalis is a top-down action adventure where guilt guides you to restore the wild elements and heal a dying world before conquering the ancient temples where each one resides. Fight enemies with your sword, shield, and elemental powers like fire and water while exploring 8 unique biomes full of secrets and inhabitants in need of help, unlocking new abilities to reach previously inaccessible areas along the way. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $18, 60% off, Pacific Drive Whispers Edition bundles the base game with a new Whispers in the Woods expansion, putting you behind the wheel of a driving survival game through a surreal Pacific Northwest. Venture into the Olympic exclusion zone to restore and upgrade your car, gather resources, and face a terrifying group of anomaly-obsessed fanatics, then explore forests marked with strange symbols to uncover bizarre artifacts in the new expansion. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off, Medieval Dynasty is an expansive medieval life simulation where you start as a simple farmer or hunter and gradually rise to become the head of a thriving, self-sustaining dynasty in a vast open world teeming with wildlife and secrets. Brave harsh seasons as you raise a village from nothing, hunting, crafting, constructing, managing residents, and forging the family bonds that will carry your legacy forward for generations to come. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $25, 59% off, Earth Defense Force 6 is a chaotic third-person shooter where humanity battles colossal alien threats in a devastated post-apocalyptic world, delivering over-the-top combat, massive destruction, and frantic multiplayer mayhem across the largest mission set in the series to date. Choose from 4 unique soldier classes and wield an unprecedented arsenal solo, in split-screen, or an online co-op with up to 4 players. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For For $20, 60% off. Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salberg, is a cozy RPG where you guide Marie, a fledgling alchemist at the Royal Academy of Magic, as she collects ingredients and hones her synthesis skills for a graduation exam. Explore the academy and surrounding world, battle creatures, and manage resources with updated 3D and 2D character models, plus new features like Unlimited Mode that let you interact with fresh characters at a relaxed pace. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $36, 40% off. Super Robot Wars Y is a grid-based tactical combat RPG that brings units and pilots from a wide variety of beloved anime series together to battle their mutual foes across an all-new lore-rich saga. Strategically place your units, upgrade them, and train pilots with credits earned after every mission, using the new Assist Link system to bring favorite sidekick characters in a battle for extra abilities and effects. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off. Lil Gator Game invites you to climb, swim, glide, and slide your way across a lovingly crafted open-world island full of buddies atop every hill who all seem to need your help right away. Bop cardboard baddies, brave serene hills and forests, and make new friends across areas like the mountaintops and the creeklands, crafting brand new abilities from arts and craft supplies to bring the whole playground vividly to life. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $16, 35% off. Botany Manor casts you as Arabella Green, a retired botanist exploring her stately 19th century English manor home and lush gardens filled with botanical research and mystery. Figure out the ideal habitat for a collection of forgotten flora and grow each plant to discover the mysterious qualities they hold, uncovering the secrets hidden within Botany Manor's rooms and sprawling grounds along the way. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $16, 60% off. Architect Life is a building and design game where you control every aspect of home creation, from room layouts to detailed roof designs. Manage an architectural firm in career mode, fulfilling client requests and earning experience to unlock materials, or design freely across 60 terrains in free mode with precise tools for structural extensions, outdoor pools, and virtual first-person walkthroughs under dynamic lighting. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off. Tropico 6 has El Presidente back to rule as a feared dictator or peace-loving statesman, managing large archipelagos across multiple islands for the very first time in this iconic series. Send agents to steal famous landmarks from foreign lands, build new bridges and cable cars for transport, and address the people with election promises you can't possibly keep while customizing your palace to your own personal taste. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off. The Legend of Legacy HD Remastered lets you join 7 adventurers exploring the mysterious land of Avalon, each pursuing their own unique journey and a one-of-a-kind personal narrative. Manage formations and instruct combat roles to gain the upper hand in battle, forge contracts with ancient elementals mid-fight for powerful skills, and return to the lone city to revitalize your crew as you unveil the secrets of Avalon. It's a 72 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off. Bleach: Rebirth of Souls is an action-packed anime fighting game casting you as your favorite Soul Reaper unleashing devastating sword abilities to turn the tide of battle. Engage in high-stakes combat where a single strike changes everything, unlocking new forms and powers as you chain attacks to dominate opponents, then relive Ichigo's rise from substitute Soul Reaper through the climactic Arrancar battles in Secret Story Mode. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off. Warriors All-Stars brings together an impressive assembly of 30 characters backed by their original voice actors in this rousing crossover battle where everyone gets to be the lead. Experience open scenarios and multiple endings alongside familiar series traits and new elements like Musou Rush, using special hero skills that shift story and interactions based on the battles you fight across an epic collaboration of heroes. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $11, 25% off. Soulstone Survivors is a fast-paced action roguelite where you battle relentless hordes and colossal bosses while harnessing the Void. You'll dive into chaotic combat as one of many distinct Void Hunters, each with unique playstyles, skill trees, and specializations, experimenting with hundreds of active and passive skills and powerful artifacts to create devastating synergies that suit your preferred strategy perfectly. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate delivers the definitive Musou crossover experience, boosting the roster to 177 playable characters with new faces like Gaia joining the fight against Odin's evil army. Equip any character with any sacred treasure, chain Musou attacks together with the new Musou Switch, promote heroes past the level cap in Infinity Mode's 12 towers, and unlock new endings across expanded story and side content. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Samurai Warriors 5 revamps the historical period of the original 2004 title, following Nobunaga Oda and Mitsuhide Akechi through the Warring States era from the end of the Onin War to the incident at Honnoji. Field a roster of 27 revamped and new samurai warriors, from a young great fool Nobunaga to new officers like Toshimitsu Saito, sending enemies flying with the series' signature thrilling action and new Japanese-flavored moves. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $19, 35% off, Age of Mythology Retold is a mythic real-time strategy game where gods, monsters, and humans clash across 4 ancient civilizations, blending epic campaigns with cooperative and competitive multiplayer. Command legendary monsters and summon divine powers through 50 mission campaigns spanning Troy, Midgard, and Egypt, then test yourself in the all-new Arena of the Gods mode or the optional Immortal Pillars expansion. It's an 88 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $17, 15% off, Dread Delusion drops you into a broken world of floating islands where humanity clings to the sky above an undead curse, letting you seek to heal the world or chase power and profit for yourself. Explore mushroom forests and undead mausoleums with charm and lockpicking as alternatives to combat, craft gear through smithing and alchemy, wield powerful spells and potions, and join or oppose factions as your decisions shape the story. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Gundam Breaker 4 lets you create and customize your own powerful Gunpla, wielding 2 different weapons at once and breaking parts off enemies to add to your growing loot collection. Choose from over 250 base kits and customize with paint, weathering, and decals, then display your creations in the new diorama mode with dynamic backgrounds and effects, or battle tough opponents online and equip new skills to gain an edge. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sanada fully depicts all 48 years of Yukimura Sanada's life, the officer hailed as Japan's very finest soldier, alongside fan-requested characters like his own father Masayuki Sanada. Experience brand new castle towns where you can dive into the daily lives and battles of officers in minute detail, take on new multi-stage battles, and watch characters change and grow as the story develops. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $36, 40% off, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake is a historical strategy simulation letting you experience the epic drama of the Three Kingdoms, commanding officers to shape the fate of ancient China. This remake adds an improved all-officers play mode where you can control any officer, new Destiny and Tales systems that dramatically alter events, and the largest roster of characters and scenarios in the series with updated 2D and 3D visuals. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Atelier Sophie 2 The Alchemist and the Mysterious Dream is a charming JRPG following Sophie's journey through the dreamlike world of Erdeviga as she searches for Plakta and meets new friends along the way. Battle with evolved 6-party multi-link combat and special dual trigger skills, craft items through the puzzle-like panel synthesis system, and manipulate weather to unlock new paths and hidden secrets across diverse regions. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $20, 33% off, NBA The Run takes basketball back to the streets with fast-paced online 3v3 action played above the rim, packed with posterizing moments and ankle-breaking tricks on legendary courts worldwide. Play solos or squads through online knockout tournaments on courts like Venice Beach, sync your moves instantly with true rollback netcode, and lock down defense with thunderous blocks and steals to become the GOAT of the run. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $12, 50% off, Bloomtown, A Different Story follows Emily and her younger brother Chester as their summer holiday at Grandpa's quiet town suddenly turns sinister when children start disappearing and nightmares grow more real. Explore a demon world growing beneath the cozy facade, tame weakened creatures in turn-based tactical battles using a deep fuse system, and spend your summer exploring Bloomtown's secret hidden areas between battles. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, Commandos 3 HD Remaster sends you to the relentless battlefields of Europe, fighting through the trenches of Stalingrad, the fanatical heart of the Third Reich in Berlin, and the storming of Normandy on D-Day. Lead 6 daredevil commandos like the Sniper and Spy across 12 remastered missions with reworked 3D models and improved controls, then rally your troops for multiplayer deathmatch or capture the flag against up to 8 players. It's a 75 on Game Rankings, and there's a broken trophy making the platinum unobtainable. For $10, 70% off. Miasma Chronicles is a post-apocalyptic tactical adventure following Elvis and his robotic brother as they uncover the truth behind the destructive miasma that reshaped society. Push through scrapyard towns and hostile frontier zones, scavenging resources and upgrading squad abilities that shape every battle, blending real-time exploration with turn-based combat built around scouting, ambushing, and unleashing miasma-based skills. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. Spellforce 3 Reforced blends epic RPG storytelling with real-time strategy, set in a world where the crushed mage wars have left whole regions in anarchy and a deadly plague called the Bloodburn spreading fast. Create your own hero, raise an army, and choose one of 3 factions to command, fighting massive battles alongside a diverse cast of companions across a fully voiced, over 30-hour campaign, playable solo or in co-op with friends. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off. Samurai Warriors 4 Empires brings together the fast-paced action of the Warriors series with territorial expansion strategy, adding a new intuitive political management system that lets you place your best officers in their most effective positions. Power up cooperative battles, dive into historical episodes with heightened character drama, and create your very own Warring States era in the customizable new Genesis mode. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.